We all love earning free tokens during airdrops. What's even better is when we can utilize hardware we already own without putting at risk by installing special programs or software. But what if I told you there's a trick in which you can multiply your rewards by up to 30 times utilizing one single wallet? That's right. It is possible, and that's what I'm going to show you today, because we're going to dive into the Night Token airdrop. So if you're ready to get started, let's dive in the video. Now, before we get started, I do want to give credit where credit is due. Because, see, I learned this trick from my friend Alex over at Veteran Crypto. If you haven't followed his channel, make sure to hop over, give him a like and subscribe, and let him know Serenity sent you. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, when we take a look at the Midnight Protocol, we can see that the scavenger mining process is already up and running. Now, it runs from October 29th to November 19th. And that's the one that we want to capitalize on right away. Now, I'm not going to dive into all the technical aspects of it, but I highly recommend go out, do your own research before getting started. But of course, right now, you're just dying to get going. So to get started, the first thing we're going to have to do is get a Cardano wallet. Now, if you already have one, great. You can use that one if you choose. But I always recommend set yourself up a new wallet for each protocol. That way, God forbid you get hacked, it doesn't compromise everything you own. Now, before we start configuring, there are some technical aspects I need to let you know. First of all, this is going to be a browser-based mining platform. Meaning we're going to have to open up a different browser for every single miner that we're going to set up. Now, how many miners can you set up? Well, that depends on your hardware. So most of your standard CPUs today have 2 threads per core. Now, if you've got an older processor like this guy, you see he only has 4 cores, but he only has 4 threads as well. That's an old AM3 processor. If you're not sure, go into your control panel and find out the specs on your processor, and that's going to let you know how many threads you have available. Now, the next thing that's going to be really critical is the amount of RAM you have in your system. See, it's going to take about 2 gigs of RAM for every miner instance we're going to run. So it's really important. You got to understand your cores and your threads and your RAM. Now, if you're uncertain how to find this information, let me show you real quick. So if you're on a Windows machine, go ahead and go into Task Manager. Once you open that up, head over here to the second tab on the left, which says Performance. Let's click on that. And then it's going to list your CPU first. And that's going to tell you right here that I have 12 cores and 24 threads on this processor. Now to check my memory, simply go down here to the next tab where it says Memory. Then in RAM, you can see I have 51.5 gigs available and 11.9 gigs being used, meaning my system has about 64 gigs of RAM. So right there you can tell I have 24 threads and 64 gigs of RAM available. So now let's go ahead and set up our browser. Now, of course, you can use your primary browser if you so choose, or what I like to do is set up a new browser. That way it keeps them straight from all the rest. And doing this with Google Chrome is the easiest. So to get started, open your standard Google Chrome tab. We're not going to be utilizing this one, but this is where we've got to begin. Now, at the top right corner, right here where it has your account icon, go ahead and click on that, and then scroll down to where it says Add Chrome Profile. Let's go ahead and click on that. Now, we want to set up a new Chrome profile, but we don't want to set up an email and all that. We just want this for mining. So we're going to go continue without an account. Now from here, we're going to make it a very distinct color. I'm going to go and set mine as red. That way I know what it is. And I'm going to label it One Night. And I'm numbering because we're going to have multiple instances. This way I can keep them straight. And I'm going to correlate that first number within the browser to what miner in my wallet is running. Then we'll go ahead and click Done. Now, once we have our new Google Chrome tab open, let's go ahead and look up Newfi wallet. From here, click on the Nufi wallet, and then all we want to do is click Get Extension. From here, we want to go ahead and add it to Chrome. And it says, do you want to add it? Yes, let's please add that extension. And you can see it's downloading it. And once it's complete, do not sign into Chrome. We don't care about that. So we're going to close that box. Then we're going to click on the little puzzle piece, and then we're going to go and pin Newfi to the bar. That's going to bring it out from behind that puzzle piece. Now what we have to do is create our first wallet. Now, like I said, we're only going to use one wallet, but we've got to create it and get that seed phrase to begin with. Now, I will let you know I am going to throw this wallet away. This is only for demonstration, so not a problem if I show you the seed phrase. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the Newfi wallet, and I'm going to tell it to get started. Now, I want to go ahead and create a new wallet because this is going to be the wallet dedicated just for night mining. And no, I don't have a hardware wallet. And we're going to name it. So we're going to call this one Serenity, just to make it simple. Make sure to click I agree with terms and conditions and continue. Give it a password. So we're going to call ours Serenity. Yes, I know this is not very safe. Please set yours up better than mine. This is just for example. Enter it twice. Go ahead and click continue. Now it's going to give us our seed phrase. Now, I do recommend write this down somewhere safe. That way you can access it once claim time comes around. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and hit the switch over here to plain text. Now that's going to give me the seed phrase with just spaces and no numbers. That's going to be really important to set up all of the other browsers. It'll make more sense here in a second. So let's go ahead and highlight the seed phrase and copy it. Now, once you've written that down, go ahead and click I have written it down. And then you want to paste those back in and confirm. You're all done. Wallet is now ready to use. Let's go to our wallet. Now, since this is the first time we've set this wallet up, we want to select which blockchain. Remember I said earlier, we're mining on the Cardano blockchain. So let's go ahead and click Cardano and save. There we go. Our wallet is set up. Now, this is where we can close these first two tabs to keep things clean. And we can even close our initial tab, okay? Because this is what we're going to be running. Now, real important to keep this straight. If you highlight over the icon, you can see it's one night, okay? So this is where it's going to get very, very confusing. Because now what we want to do is set this up to start mining the night token. To do that, simply go down here where it says airdrop. Let's click on that. And it says the Midnight Network Scavenger Mine, day 13 of 21. Now you can go and learn more, but right now we want to get this up and running. Now, two important things here. First of all, is it only shows one address. We want it to list out 30. So this little slider here, we're going to go ahead and enable single account. And as you can see, now it created 30 different accounts under the same wallet. Now, what we want to do is set the number of CPU threads. Now, as you can see, it defaults to 22, the max amount of threads that are available on my system right now. But I don't want to use all the threads for one particular instance. You can go all the way down to 1 if you so choose. I've been having good luck on my system setting it right at 2. So I'm going to set it as 2 CPU threads. Now, since this is on the Night 1 browser account, I'm going to mine the first account here on that account. So night 1 will be this one, night 2 will be this one, night 3, this one, and so on and so forth. That way I can always tell exactly which account I'm mining to based on the number of my browser. So once I have my CPU thread set, go ahead and click register on night 1. And that's going to ask you to sign a message to register that account for night mining. Go ahead and click sign. Address registered successfully. We can close that. Then after a few short seconds, it'll say start mining. There we go. Go ahead and click the start mining button. Make sure your CPU threads are set. Otherwise, what you'll have is one miner using all your CPU power and all the rest are not doing anything. They'll be horrible. And right up here, you can see solving one challenge. We have 0 solutions so far, 23 challenges in queue, and our hashes are counting up nicely. Okay, we have one miner up and running. So what we're going to do is we're going to minimize this so we can see just our counts right there. And we're going to put him in the top corner. Now what we want to do is repeat that process again for our second miner. So once again, let's go ahead and click on our account icon. Let's go add a Chrome profile and continue without an account. We're going to make this the same red color. Then we're going to name this to night and done. Now we're going to bring him down here and we're going to expand him so we can see what's going on. And we're going to repeat the exact same process. So we're going to go Newfi wallet, go into the Newfi wallet app. We're going to click Get Extension. We're going to tell it to add it to Chrome and add extension. Now we've got all the pieces just assembly line these accounts. So it goes pretty quick after that first one. Okay, it has been added to Chrome. We do not want to sign in, but we'll click the puzzle piece, click the pin to bring it out. Okay, and then click on the account and get started with our Newfi wallet. Now, since we've already created our initial wallet, we're going to use that exact same seed phrase on all of these. So instead of create a new wallet, we're going to tell it to restore our wallet. Now, remember we copied the seed phrase earlier? That means all we have to do is click on the first one, Control V to paste them all in, and I agree the terms of service and continue. Now we're going to call it the exact same wallet name, and then we're going to make the password the exact same. Once we've got all that entered, go ahead and click recover. There we go. Congratulations. Wallet has been successfully restored and go to wallet. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close the news. As you can see, our wallet's right here. So now that we are logged into our wallet, we can close these other two tabs to clear up some resources. Now, once again, we want to go into the airdrop, and it's only listing one account. So we want to enable single account mode. That's going to list them all out. We'll go ahead and set our CPU threads. On my system, I like to set it at 2. Now, since this is 2 night, means we're going to register it on the second account here. Just go ahead and click register and sign that. Address registered successfully, and we can close that. Okay, now that we have it set, we can start mining on this particular browser on the second account down. And there we go. Account number 2 is up and mining. Account number 1 is still running. So once again, we can minimize this down just so we're keeping an eye on what's going there and put him up here. Let's do it again for another account. So once again, we click on our account icon, go down here to add Chrome profile, and then continue without an account. We're going to make it the same color, but we're going to name this 3 night. And done. We're going to bring him down, and then we're going to repeat this process just like we did before. So, Nufi wallet, and click on that, and get extension, and add to Chrome, and add extension. Downloading it right now. Download complete. We do not want to sign into Chrome, so we'll close that. We're going to pin it outside the puzzle piece, and then go ahead and open up the Newfi wallet. So we'll get started. Restore your wallet. Our seed phrase is still saved in our memory, so we're going to paste it right back in. I agree to terms of service and continue. Once again, serenity, serenity, serenity. There we go. And recover. Okay, go to our wallet. It's up and running, so we can go and close these other 2 tabs to clear up some resources. Go back into the airdrop, enable it for the single, and slide it back down to 2 threads. Double check, and this is 3 night. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to register number 3. Go ahead and sign that, and it is registered. Great. Give it a second to acknowledge that, and we're set. Let's go ahead and start mining at 2 more threads. So right now we've used 6 threads out of our 24 threads possible in this particular system. So we can reduce this and set it up in the corner and proceed on to get more. There you go. As you saw, this top one just flashed. It's because it just found a solution. So in the time of setting this up, we already found one solution here. Now, let me show you the difference. What happens if we set it up with just 1 thread? So let's set up the next account, and let's do this with 1 thread in case maybe you don't have as many going. Double check, we should be on 4 night, and we are. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to go ahead and register him and sign him. Now, the big reason to make sure that you don't have 2 browser mining instances running on the same account is because then they'll be competing with each other. They're not going to be boosting, they're actually going to be fighting each other, and that's not what we want. We want to maximize our resources for maximum earnings. So on this one, let's go ahead and change it up. Let's change our CPU threads to 1. And we want to set this up and start mining. Now, it's kind of hard to tell from 1 to 2, but what you're going to notice is how quick it's hashing. Let's take a real close look at this one that's operating on 1 and the one above it that's operating on 2 threads. So if you see how quickly this number here is counting up on 2 threads, then you look at the speed how this one is counting up on 1 thread. So the more threads you have dedicated to that browser, the quicker it's going to find a solution. Now, of course, you have to balance out how many resources you have versus how quick you want to accomplish those tasks. Now, what I love about the night mining is it doesn't all have to run on one high-performance system. You can spread this across multiple computers utilizing the same seed phrase and account setup processes. It's really simple. Dust them off, put a couple cores over here, a couple over there, start earning from multiple platforms. But like I always say, don't listen to me, don't listen to anybody else. Go out and do your own research and decide if night mining is right for you. But if you like this kind of content and you want to see more, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because I'm going to keep bringing you the best crypto information I can. I want to thank you very much for your time. And until next time, have a great night.